In today's class, we're going to be looking at strings in Python. Strings are used to represent textual information, maybe something like name of a person, maybe description, maybe for a product or a service, maybe address. So basically, you create a string by enclosing characters inside of a quotation mark. I can as well say name is equal to Mary. If you notice, this time around, I'm using double quotation mark. In this one, I'm using single quotation mark. So any of them is okay. It depends on your preference. So if you want to use single quotation mark, you can use single quotation mark. If you want to use double quotation mark, you can use double quotation mark. But the rule is that whatever quotation mark that you want to use, you have to be consistent about it. If I use a double quotation mark here and I put a single quotation mark here, I'm going to have a syntax error. So whichever quotation mark you want to use, always make sure that you are consistent about it. The opening and the closing quotation marks should match. Strings are a collection of characters, and to demonstrate this, I'm going to use a for loop to iterate over the characters in a string. I can say for maybe car in name. Then I say print car. So if I run this program, I'm going to have the characters, which is M, A, R, and Y. So now we're going to look at how to combine strings together. So this is otherwise known as concatenation. When we say concatenation, is a way of combining two or more strings together. So let's say I have first name and I have it as Mary, and then I have last name and I have it as Kate. If I want to combine these two strings together, I'm going to use a concatenation operator or the plus operator to join the two of them together. So I can say name is equal to first name plus last name. So that if I say print name and then run this program, I'm going to have Mary Kate. And if you observe very well, you can discover that there is no space in between the two names. So if I want to include a space in between the two names, I'm going to introduce a white space. And to do that, I can easily say plus, and then I put a quotation mark and then create an empty space in between them, and then also use the plus operator again. So I'm combining the first name, then a space, and then the last name together. So that if I run this program, I'm going to have Mary Kate. This time around, there is a space in between the first and the last name. The next thing I'm going to do is repetition of strings. So if I want to repeat a given string over and over again, I can do that using the multiplication operator or asterisk. So let's say I have a variable, let's call this str1, and I assign it to a string, let's say hello. So if I want to repeat this hello over and over again, I can use the multiplication operator, which is asterisk, and then let's say I want to repeat it 3 times, I can put 3 here. So that if I say print str1 and run this program, I'm going to have hello, hello, hello. If I want to repeat it maybe 10 times, I can have it like this and run the program. It's going to give me hello, 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 hello into 10 times. So now we're going to learn how to access the individual characters that make up a string. So let's say we have str1 as hello. Just like every other sequences, maybe lists, tuples, and so on, you can access the individual items that make up the sequence using the slicing operator. If I want to fetch the first character in that string, I can have something like print, and then I provide the string, which is str1, and then I use the slicing operator and then put the index or the positional index of the character that I want to fetch. In this case, I'm going to use 0. So if I run this program, it's going to give me H. If I want to get the second character, I can change it to 1. If I run this program, it's going to give me E. So just like every other sequences too, we can as well slice or get a portion of a string. Let's say I want to fetch the first two characters. So I'll start by entering the start index. In this case, I'm going to put 0, and then I'm going to put a colon, and then I will now put the stop index. So I'm going to put 2 as the stop index, so that if I run this program, it's going to give me H and E. So now we're going to look at some important string methods. Let's say we have our string. Let's still use str1 is equal to, let's say, hello. Let's say I want to change the characters into capital letters. I can have something like result is equal to str1, and then I put a dot operator and put upper. So if I print result and run this program, it will change it to capital letters. So let's say I want to convert it back to lower cases. I can copy this and paste it here, and then replace this upper with lower, so that if I run the program, it's going to change it back to lower cases. So if I want to make the first character to be in capital letter, I'm going to use capitalize method. I can say result is equal to str1 dot capitalize, and then I put my parentheses. So if I print result and run this program, it will change the first character to capital letter. Also, we can determine if a piece of string is composed of alphabet or a combination of alphabet and numbers, let's say alphanumeric or numeric. Let me comment out these codes and have something like, let's say name is equal to, then I can say hello. And then if I say result is equal to, I can say name dot is alpha. So is alpha is used to determine whether a text is composed of alphabets. It's going to return true or false depending on the content of the string. So if I say print result and run this program, is going to give me true. But if I include a number here and run this program again, is going to give me false, because this is an alphanumeric string. So if I want to determine whether it's alphanumeric, I can have something like alnum. So if I have is alnum and then run this program, is going to give me true, because it is composed of alphabet and numbers. If I replace this hello 1 with, let's say, 100, so this is still a string in as much as it contains numbers. If I want to confirm if it is composed of numeric characters, I can use dot is numeric, so that if I run this program, it's going to give me true because it is made up of numbers. But if I introduce an alphabet here, let's say 100A, and run this program, it's going to give me false. Okay, so now take a look at this string. Let's say I have description, and I say this is a sentence. So I can decide to break this string into a list of words. And for me to do that, I'm going to use the split method. So I can have result is equal to description dot split. and then I put my parentheses. If I print the results and run this program, it's going to give me the individual words that make up the string. Just before we conclude, let's take a look at this example. Let's say I have a list of characters. Let's say cars is equal to, then I have my square brackets. Let's say I have H here, and I have E here, and I have L here, and another L, and then I have O. We're going to combine these characters to form a string. And to do that, we're going to use the join method. So I can have results is equal to, then I put an empty string and then put a dot and then use the join method and then indicate the list that I want to join together. So I'm going to put cars here. So if I print results and run this program, it's going to give me hello. In the next video, we're going to learn how to work with files in Python.